Hey guys, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Minger's channel. In this video today we are talking Jotego, his team and all the releases in the year 2025. If you're unaware guys, Jotego is a developer that develops, well, with his team and other collaborators, he develops arcade games that come over to FPGA platforms such as the MiSTerFPGA, the Analogue Pocket, not limited to those, but if the titles can be supported on platforms such as the SiDi 128 and the MiST, Jotego will add those on there. He's the developer that's brought over the most arcade games to FPGA devices. I mean, just open up your MiSTer, have a look at the arcade folder. Most of the cores will be from Jotego. Now, Jotego initially releases his cores via Patreon as betas. Once they've been tested by supporters, they are then released publicly. I always encourage people to support developers such as Jotego if you can afford it, which will also get you early access to games, and you know you're contributing towards FPGA gaming because Jotego has full-time staff, he pays or he outsources reverse engineering work, so all our money goes towards getting us these games and preserving them on FPGA platforms. So Jotego has got a public Patreon post over on his Patreon, and let's have a quick look at that, and then we'll kind of look at the year individually and the individual posts. So I won't go over all of this post, but as you can see over here, there's lots of stuff here. Ninja Gaiden, or also known as Shadow Warriors, what we've got on screen now. Well, we've got the high scores on screen, then Gradius 2, which we got near the beginning of the year, and all this is done chronologically. Then we've got an NY Captor, which was a light gun game, but at some point in the year we got support on the MiSTer for the Sinden light gun, so a really good way of playing playing old light gun games on modern displays, so that's really good. As well as that, we get Pac-Land, which isn't one of my favorite games, but man, a lot of you guys really do like this game. Then we've got stuff like Lightning Fighters, Laser Ghost, Desert Breaker, Metro Cross is a favorite, Ajax, or is it Ajax, not sure how it's pronounced, but there you go, a vertical plane shooting game, Surprise Attack, Golfing Greats, Where's Waldo? As part of Sega System 18, very funny. And then finally, I think the last game that we got released may have been Run and Gun, or did we get something else? So that was a quick kind of rundown there, but I've got all the posts lined up here now. Don't mind that little part on the right, I was just saving this, and I like doing stuff real time as well. So we started the year with January the 3rd, Ninja Gaiden Shadow Warriors, and that's kind of like what you've got running on screen over here. So that was that core. Now remember guys, when Jotego works on a game or a particular arcade system, if there are additional games on that system, they then come over as well, just with a little bit of tweaking. The initial work is the core, then it's everything else. So Ninja Gaiden Shadow Warriors, the first game there. And then there you go, on the 17th of January, we got Gradius 2 on the Konami Twin 16 system. A banger of a game, but man, is it difficult. Let's go further up and have a look. Okay, so JT Twin 16, Kubrick, which is a puzzle game that was freaking difficult. So a really good year 2025 has been so far, right? And we're right near the beginning. Then we got Typhoon Girl, also known as Ono Sanshiro, and Rumba Lumber. Not really to my liking, but always do appreciate this stuff from a preservation standpoint. And that's the really good thing about Jotego. There are some arcade games that I will like, and there are some games that you will like, and there's some that I'm not the biggest fan of, but hey, that's pretty awesome to get that. Then we got this one here, Service Release Plus Victorious 9, which is a baseball game. Again, not exactly my cup of tea, but it's baseball is your thing. You played it in the arcade, you can actually enjoy that. Then Light Gun Action with NY Captor, and was that the time Sinden Light Gun got compatibility, or was it later? Either way, fantastic stuff. Then Wild Fang, You Make My Heart Sang. Okay guys, this game here is on the Shadow Warriors hardware, what you're seeing on screen now, and this is one of the most violent, brutal beat 'em ups you will play. It's well worth checking out. I'm not sure if that's still in beta or publicly released, but if it's not in beta, I imagine it will be soon. If it's not out of beta, sorry, I imagine it will be soon. Then going along, then we've got Strato Fighter again, that's on the Ninja Gaiden Shadow Warriors hardware. A really interesting game. I've got a dedicated video on the channel with my buddy, that really always spoke about this game, and because you can turn around in this, you got a turn around button. Then what have we got over here? So Sinden Light Guns, I guess that's when it got the support, back in March, the 21st of March, and Dokuben 2, which might actually be a baseball game as well. And let's just go up here. What else did we get? Okay, so Bronx, also known as Cycle Shooting, that's a light gun game as well. Again, you can play that with the Sinden light gun. New quality of life improvements, a way to play with a light gun on modern displays. The Sinden light gun, by the way guys, it's really good. I've got one, fantastic. Then 25th of April, we got Rolling Thunder, guys, an absolute side-scrolling classic, a game that was released before Shinobi, but it kind of reminds me of Shinobi. Even though I do prefer Shinobi, I do have some love for Rolling Thunder. It's a fine game. The enemy design is fantastic on there, and the way you traverse between the up and down platforms really does remind me of Shinobi, or does Shinobi remind me of that? Anyway, Sky Kid Deluxe, this is a game many of you guys liked a little bit before my actual time when I was playing arcades, but a lot of people kind of said this game is really good, and it was a large part of them growing up in the arcade and playing games. And then we got this game here, Wonder Momo, very weird. Played it. Is it alright? I'm not sure. I remember it on, I think it was out for the PC Engine as well. Didn't quite get on with it, but hey, some people like this stuff out there. But again, I'll say it again and again. I don't necessarily have to like a game for it to be appreciated as part of a massive preservation effort that Jotego and his team undertake. Pac-Land, okay, again, not one of my favorite games, but man, this is a big game, guys. So many people love this game. Like, people were proper chuffed with this. They were like, wow, Pac-Land, this was my childhood. Maybe if I played it as a kid, I'd have some extra love for it. I mean, it's not bad, but getting into it first time round, it doesn't have that charm. Maybe if it did, if you played it as a kid. But hey, nostalgia is one heck of a drug. Then what we do, okay, we're on the 31st of May. The Return of Ishtar Genpei, and there you go. Can't remember that game fully. I think that was like a side scroller type of game. It was quite difficult. It goes from small sprites to big sprites, if I remember the game right. What else have we got coming up? Oh, Metro Cross, guys. This one was a banger. I used to play it on the Atari ST, and I very much liked it on the Atari ST. Great soundtrack, and this reminds me when games were just fun, guys. They were just fun. All you did was your dude on a skateboard jumping on Coke cans or what a Pepsi, doing big flips on little ramps, and you're just racing along. A real fun game. That was a game I was looking forward to, and I'm glad we got an FPGA release of that. Then we got Laser Ghost, which is a light gun game. Kind of reminds me of like a goofy Ghostbustery type of game. Again, very fun. And again, enjoyed that with the Sinden light gun. What else did we get over here? Then we got Desert Breaker, which, if I'm not mistaken, was that on Sega System 18? Okay, let me not say anything there. Just strike that from the record. Can't remember what system it's on, but it was a funnish game. Kind of reminds you of Mercs, Commandos, Akari Warriors, that type of game out there. Then we got Lightning Fighters, man. If I remember playing this was quite a difficult game when I tried this out. So Lightning Fighters, vertical shmup, and so much stuff. And we're halfway through the year, guys. We're at the 27th of June so far. And then after that, we got another one. We got Ajax, this week's release. Beta key, remember? Okay, I can't remember if this was a public release. Maybe this was the public release. But here you go, a release for this year, having a look at the Patreon post. Then what we got? Okay, so a Neo Geo Pocket update. And I guess there may have been a Neo Geo Pocket color update as well. I know this is something that's still in. So the Neo Geo Pocket is public, the color is not, and I know a lot of people are really looking forward to this, and hopefully Jotego and his team can kind of improve upon it. I know it's something that gave them difficulty and it still needs some work, so hopefully in 2026 it will get a fully blown release. It will be fully public and it will be fully functional, because I think as it stands now, the analog core on the Analogue Pocket with adapters is better than the current state of the Jotego core. But Jotego, in his defense, he is more of an arcade guy, so doing a console was definitely a new area for him and his team. Okay, then we always get stuff like this, development issues, or sorry, development update, where a lot of stuff is just fine-tuned. The audio balancing is worked out. Final little tweaks are kind of combed out. There you go. Pre-buffer requisite for CPS3 with some of the work that's done with like run and gun and other stuff there. Then what have we got here, guys? Surprise attack. Okay, this is like Space Shinobi. I like the game, but I like Shinobi where you get that bounce when you hit an enemy and you get a bounce. In this one, man, when an enemy touches you, you die. But it's a very good game where you get to go upside down, you defy gravity. It is pretty much Space Shinobi from Konami. Right, what have we got over here? Okay, so Golfing Greats Outrun back on the Analogue Pocket. So Golfing Greats was a release, one of the prerequisites to CPS3 and obviously run and gun, so that took a bit of time. I remember doing a video on that where Jotego gave me early access, where we had all garbled graphics just to show you guys what work in progress is like. Outrun, which had issues on the Analogue Pocket, but Jotego and his team sourced a whole bunch of different versions of the Analogue Pocket, because not all Analogue Pockets have the same components. Some of the newer ones have different components. So he got that working on the Analogue Pocket, and it was re-released. It was withdrawn for a little bit of time. So golfing greats and outrun. So guys, there's a lot of stuff that this guy's released, and a service release where they go through and fix lots and lots of issues. That's really important. Jotego and his team, between them, have won over 1,000 MRAs. If you're unaware what MRAs are, they're the files that MiSTer has a look at in order to run games. So for example, like this game here, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. I think this was Turtles in Time. So Turtles in Time, for example, you'll have the 2-player version, the 4-player version. Each one of them runs off an MRA. So for example, one game could have 1 MRA, or it could have 5 or 6 MRAs. Jotego and his team maintain, I think, like maybe even over 1,100 MRAs now. So there's quite a lot of files there. So it's important that they do those service releases. But this was really, really good. This is something, from what I recall, Jotego waited a long time to do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, because Furtick was doing some of the reverse engineering work, and eventually Jotego did get down to it. It's a very, very good core, very, very good game. Right, okay, then this one was really, really cool. So JT System 18, where Clockwork Aquario. Okay, Where's Wally came out, we'll talk about it after, but this was really, really cool. So this was in collaboration with Terminator 2K2 doing the MRA, people from over Video Game Esoterica's Discord doing some of the work, and then Jotego released this as part of his Sega System 18 core, which by the way is a public core now, if I'm not mistaken, so you can enjoy this now. This is an arcade game that never got released, was cancelled on the Sega System 18, but is now preserved in FPGA. Before it was even preserved, was it preserved in MAME after? I think it went to MAME after, if I'm not mistaken. So it was first on FPGA, then on MAME. Absolutely fantastic. There was a version release of this for the Nintendo Switch like a few years back, but hey, we have it to play the best possible way via the Sega System 18 core on FPGA devices such as the MiSTer and the Analogue Pocket. Okay, then we got this DD Crew game, which was again part of the Sega System 18. As well as that, we got a shmup called Hammer Away. DD Crew, it's a brawler, but it's not a brawler that I really grew up playing, so I didn't have too much nostalgia for it. Going into it now, like, it's okay, but I prefer the games I grew up with, to be completely honest. That's something I did for the video, something I might turn on one time or another, but not one of my favorite ones out there. But it's no criticism of the game. Like I say, guys, we all have different tastes in our nostalgia, right? We grew up playing different things. I like some terrible games, like Rastan 2 is one of my favorite games, and I know that game's dreadful, but I have a lot of nostalgia for it. Then as we're approaching, well, near the end of the year, 7th of November, we got Run and Gun. Now, Run and Gun was an important release because the technique learned for the frame buffer for this is something that will be useful for the development of CPS3, so I was really, really looking forward to that. What else did we get? Okay, so another release there with some improvements. What we got here, so System 18 public Run and Gun for the Analogue Pocket, which was actually fixed up a bit because there was some issues there, and that's the 2025 rundown that we were looking at the beginning of the video. So guys, really, really cool year from Jotego, like lots and lots of releases. You just saw it over there. Again, if you can support Jotego over on Patreon, then please do. And I say that for selfish reasons, because I know the more people that support him, the more he can output towards offsetting the development costs and invest in even new members of staff. So really, really cool there. But what we're looking forward to next year, guys, is this one here. Well, not next year, bloody this year. It's the 1st of January is this here. My most wanted, my most desired core. Yes, guys, it's CPS3. I'm so looking forward to this. I really, really just cannot wait for it. One of my favorite games ever, and this is something that Jotego is working on. It's very unlikely it will be able to fit on the Analogue Pocket. Hopefully it'll be able to fit on the MiSTer. I really, really hope it fits on the MiSTer, because many of us have the MiSTerFPGA. If it doesn't, whatever future FPGA device this will go on, then I'm on board with it. I will want that. That will be a day zero purchase, because I really want CPS3. For me, this is probably my most wanted, or even the final core that I would like, right? And I'd be so happy with everything. Don't get me wrong, I do want a lot more. There's a lot of arcade games that I want. I would like to see come over to FPGA devices. So CPS3, big one for 2026. Naturally, I'll keep you guys posted. Hopefully we will get a beta, hopefully sometime sooner, CPS3. I know Jotego and his team are actively working on this now. But that was it, guys. A really, really big year 2025 for FPGA gaming. A lot of releases for Jotego. I mean, I think if we have a look at even the Analogue Pocket releases, Jotego was probably the developer that output the most content for that device when it comes to the open FPGA side, probably for the MiSTer as well when it comes to stuff. So guys, with that, I wish you the happiest of 2026. I hope this year keeps rocking, and I hope we keep getting lots and lots of great games, man. Anyway, be awesome to one another. If you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and a like is super duper appreciated. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.